Teenage riding star Sean Bowen has been earmarked as a future champion jockey. He's the current champion conditional jockey, and Ali Roll has been to see him.
I've ridden ponies since I was absolutely tiny, but I didn't really like horses, and I was a bit allergic to them until about the age of 5, and then I really got into it. And me and my brother had a pony, and we'd time ourselves up the gallops, and I probably loved it from there on.
So then when you were 12, then you got into pony racing, that was pretty successful for you?
Yeah, it was. I had a good time pony racing to start with. I didn't have a very good pony. We just out the back the whole way and had to keep driving the head off it, but that probably taught me more than probably the good ponies. It helped a lot to be able to ride the start and ride a finish and ride a race as well. Everything you need is in pony racing to get you started, and that helped me a lot to be where I am now anyway.
I presume when you were pony racing you were riding out for your dad. I'm sure he got you riding out as soon as you could practically sit on a horse.
Yeah, Dad used to try and get me as much time off school as I possibly could just to ride out.
And your mum was saying having none of it?
Yeah, Mum wanted me to go to school, but Dad hated it.
I bet you were chomping at the bit till you reached 16, till you reached that age and you could go point to pointing.
Oh yeah, as soon as I started pony racing, I couldn't wait to get and ride pointing, and I schooled around a point-to-point course when I was about 14 or 15, one of Dad's old horses, and I absolutely loved that, and from there I could not wait to ride pointing, and I absolutely loved that, and I had quite a bit of joy doing it as well.
Everyone knows that your father's obviously a trainer, your mother, she used to ride a fair bit. Your older brother, he's doing very well point to pointing. Did you ride for him then when you turned 16?
Yeah, it was Mickey's first season as being a trainer, and my first season of being riding pointing, and he gave me quite a few rides, and I had about 3 or 4 winners for him, so that was very good as well.
And tell me about your first ride then, your first opportunity to ride under rules.
Oh yeah, that was brilliant, and John Llewellyn put me up on one, and I'd never ridden under rules before. I only had 2 rides pointing previous to that, so it was very good of him to put me on, and it worked out all pretty well, and it was my first ride, first winner under rules.
Cosmina Bay ridden out to make sure here. It's going to be a Christmas to remember for young Sean Bowen. His first ride under rules, a winning one, as Cosmina Bay runs riot to take the opener.
Yeah, any expectations heading into that race? How nervous were you? Did you think that you had a good chance?
We didn't have a bad chance, but no one really expected much from it, and yeah, I suppose I went into it. I'm not very good with nerves. I don't really bother with them anyway, but yeah, obviously there wasn't much pressure on it because no one thought I had much of a chance.
Pretty impressive to have your first ride being a winner as well.
Yeah, it was pretty good, but you have to have the horses to do it as well.
When was the decision made to turn professional?
Yeah, obviously I kept riding as a amateur for quite a while, and I turned professional in June. And yeah, since then it's all taken off really.
Yeah, understatement, has taken off. Just 9 months then you had for the season to clock up all those winners. When did the opportunity come to move down to Paul Nicholls and become his conditional jockey, his stable conditional?
Yeah, it was after the pointing, and there was a point-to-point dinner, and Paul said, may as well come and ride out a bit as you're turning conditional, and then obviously Harry Darren retired, and there was a slot in there for me, and yeah, Paul's been good to me this season, so I can't complain.
Was there ever a thought of not coming down, staying at home and riding solely for your dad, or was it just an opportunity too good to refuse?
It was something my parents wanted to do for me to stay at home, but no, you can't turn down a job like that. His horses are a different league to most people's, and he's given me a lot of opportunities on a lot of good horses as well.
It's quite young though to leave home, but you hadn't even passed your driving test, had you? You weren't even 17. You're packing your bags and off you come down here. Was any you didn't obviously want to stay at home at all, even though your parents perhaps would have liked it?
No, I get on all right at home, and I go home with every opportunity I can, but yeah, it's a bit different, but it's something you've got to get used to when you're offered a job like that.
He's done very well, but I mean, obviously he's been very well brought up by his mum and dad, Peter and Karen, and he's been around horses for so long. He's did all that pony racing, which stands him in good stead, and all the point-to-pointing last year. So he was always going to be good, and he came and rode out for us one day early in the summer before we'd sort of signed everything up, and I just saw him school once and thought he's got so much talent, and it's worked very well for all of us really.
When did you first sort of set eyes on him? Can you remember when you first saw him racing?
Pony racing with Megan, he was always, he was always riding with Megan, and it was Megan actually who sort of sorted him out to come for us. Really, she kept saying, "Dad, look, Sean's looking to go somewhere. We ought to be taking him on." And I think he wanted to get away from home, and it just worked out well. But obviously he could ride, but you never know to what level. But he has just done incredibly well, and I've just been very impressed with the whole package, really. And, he gets a lot of help from Sam and Nick. They're very good to him, and all the other young lads. And I know AP's been good to him, but he's just, he's just a natural.
What's his strengths as a jockey?
You saw on Saturday, I mean, he's got patience. Horses run for him, they jump for him, and he's very, very strong. When he gets stuck into them, he's just got to learn to, use his stick a little bit tidier, but that'll all come, really, considering his age. So, I just look at the number of winners he rode last year. I think he's the first 17-year-old to win the Conditional Jockeys Championship. Still proud of the fact that when Joe was riding for us, he rode the most winners as a Conditional Jockey. I think Joe rode 91 winners in the season he was champion, but Sean's definitely the youngest.
The cat's away and cruising by, head towards the line together. Sean Bowen getting cruising by through to lead and is going to win. Cruising by a treble for Sean Bowen.
It's a big double today for jockey Sean Bowen. Wins it a Picton. This is a red letter day for Sean Bowen at a meeting that means so much to Peter and Sean Bowen. Sean will ride a treble as Ghost River takes the finale.
Audacious plan, and Sean Bowen will go on and score here. Another winner for Sean Bowen in his quest for the Conditional Jockey's title.
And what about some of the other highlights of the season then? What sort of days stand out for you?
Obviously the day that I rode the treble and rode my chase winner that I could ride in the National, and then obviously the Aintree Festival bumper winner for Dad was a big day, and I think that the last day of the season tops it all off.
Yeah, Sandown, I'm sure it does. Winning the opening race, a big relief, I suppose, to get that Conditional Jockey's title sealed, because you'd had a pretty crazy couple of weeks up to then.
Oh yeah, we'd been working hard at it, and Nick would be working very hard at it as well. And Dad and Dave Roberts had been on the phone to everyone possible in the last week just to get me on everything we could, but we both gave it our best shout, and thankfully I come out on top. But Nico's been good competition.
He has, definitely, and as you say, you rode for pretty much every trainer in the country, didn't you, those last weeks? It's great that your dad could pick up the phone and call in a few favours.
Yeah, exactly. He rang up just about every Welsh trainer, and then we had John Joe who gave me a winner, and yeah, they were all very good to me in the last week.
Topped off that day at Sandown, then not just winning that first race, sealing that conditional title, then to go and win the big race as well, the biggest win of your career?
Yeah, definitely my biggest winner and first graded winner, so that was a massive day, and a nice paycheck after. I
bet, yeah, and the way you did it as well, certainly Mr. Cool riding just a par.
Yeah, well, obviously that was the instructions, just to wait with him, because he just loved passing a few horses, but look, you don't do it without the horses, and I suppose that was my job. I was told to sit as long as I could.
So where now then? So what's the sort of plan? You've got a bit of time off over the summer at all, or is it you really are sort of going to go all out and try and clock up as many winners?
Yeah, just try and ride as many winners as possible, but yeah, obviously Paul doesn't have many in the summer, so hopefully in a few weeks go back to Dad, and Dad will have plenty in the summer, and then come back here in the winter. So yeah, it's good to have two good yards behind me.
I spoke to Karen and Peter, and I think we're going to continue as it is. He'll ride for them and ride for me next season. I think the thing is, he is a young man. He doesn't want to go, I think you've got to just mind them a little bit. You don't want to have too many bad falls or ride too many bad horses, and we want him to get. He's only going to get better as he's stronger, so he needs managing right. And hopefully, between us all and with Dave Roberts, his agent, we can look after him, and just try and be sensible, really.
He'll stay based down here then for next season, certainly.
Yeah, I mean, he'll probably go home for the summer, and I suspect he'll come back then when we get busy and just doing what we've done this year, and when his dad needs him, he goes back on a weekend. I think it'll be different next year. Obviously, he's been doing horses this year and working very, very hard, but he's going to be busy riding next year, and that's where we want to concentrate on. So I'll get together with his mum and dad, and we'll make it a plan. But basically, I think is to manage him and look after him, and as we keep saying, not being too much of a hurry.